Gas station log. It's July 18th, 2018. I woke up this morning and I actually didn't hurt so bad. I have no idea what is causing this pain and stiffness, but I really hope I can figure it out. So, alright, I got today, and then tomorrow, and then I have Friday off. Yay, buddies! Gas station log. It is July 18th, 2018, and it's 3:26. Got my own lunch again today. Spaghetti and meatballs. I'll tell you, there's one way to get spaghetti sauce all over your mouth, and that's eat spaghetti. You can't cut it all up, you can't twirl it all up around your fork, and then it just slaps itself all over your face. Back and neck stiffness wasn't as bad today. Not as much pain, but still feeling the effects of it a little bit. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's causing it. I hate getting old. I'm an old man. I'm an old man. Why am I so old? Jesus, why am I so old? Old man. I'm not even 40 yet, and I'm feeling like an old man. I will be in a matter of a few days. Let's see, it's the 18th. Yeah, 7 days. Oh God, I don't even want to think about it. In 7 days, no. In 7 days, I'm gonna be 40. I'm gonna be old man. I don't want to be old. Being old sucks. My body hates me right now. Let's see what happens today. Gas station log. It's 6:55, buddies. Yay! About an hour left. I don't know why. The last 2 hours have gone by so slowly. I'm not sure why. I'm actually feeling a bit tired, like fatigued or whatnot. Oh boy. Yay, buddies. I got a Mooney Mist. Yay, Mooney Mist. Yum, 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 buddies. Meow, meow, meow. Good kitty. Yay, good kitty. Yay, buddies. Gas station log. It's 7:15. Okay, so I had this lady, and she came up here, and she's like, I need a pack of L&Ms. And she gave me a crap ton of nickels and dimes and a few quarters, and said whatever money is left over that I could keep for myself. Well, there was like $3 of extra change over the cost of the cigarettes she wanted. And she was explicit, don't put it in the drawer, keep it. I want you to have it. I'm like, okay, wow, that doesn't happen very often. It was almost like Jesus had reached down and said, here, take this money. So, yeah, so there's an extra $3. Then I was able to catch bratwurst about ready to be thrown out because they're shutting down the deli. And even though I don't know how long they've been sitting, but they taste freaking awesome. Yay, buddies, for free stuff. Gas station log. Hey, buddies. Yay, buddies. Good kitty. Okay, so I don't know why. I was talking to my friend Ben. I feel like I was talking to my friend Ben. Who was I just talking to? I was talking to somebody about the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. Maybe I just had Star Trek The Next Generation on the brain because I've been watching it for the past couple of days. But so I specifically remember watching the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. And interestingly enough, I watched it I was over at my grandparents' house when it came on. And my dad was there, and so I was at my grandparents' on my dad's side. And they had absolutely no interest in Star Trek, so I don't know why they were the kind of grandparents that if they didn't like something, they didn't allow it on their TV. Like, God forbid you turned on Married with Children, he would sit there and say, that woman is smoking on a family television show. What is all this? Oh, the world's gonna end. Cats and dogs living together. Pandemonium, stuff like that. That's how my grandparents felt about most TV. But for whatever reason, we were over there. They were just hanging out, and I was like, the final episode of Next Generation is coming on TV. And I remember my dad was there, and he might have been moderately interested in, Star Trek. He grew up watching the original series, so I imagine he, I don't know if he watched The Next Generation at all. I really don't. That was kind of just my thing. But we were sitting there, it came on, and so, like, just turned it on, and we watched it. And I just remember thinking, holy crap, because, I'm like, it was 1994. I think it was either May or was it June? I think it was May of 1994. And I just remember thinking, like, let's see, how old would I have been in 1994? Oh my gosh. Let's see, 91 I turned 13. So 92 I turned 14. 93 I turned 15. I was about ready to, so I was 15 years old, I was about ready to turn 16. And Star Trek The Next Generation comes on, final episode, and I just remember watching it at my grandparents' house, and I'm like, well, that's cool, and I don't know, it's just, it's funny, when you think about where you're at when you get to see certain things. When, like, people, I would imagine that most people would say, oh yeah, I watched the final episode of Next Generation at home in my house. Oh, I watched the final episode of Cheers in my home, at my house. Oh, I watched the final episode of MASH at home in my house. But I just happened to be over at my grandparents that day, and so for whatever reason, they were okay with me turning on the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, and I got to watch it. And it was right about this time I was trying to get this girl Kathy to like me, and that wasn't really too hard to do. It just took a little while. She played a little hard to get, but the chase is a good thing. I mean, how much fun is it to just be like, walk up to something and take it and it's yours? You gotta work for the stuff you want, right? So, which is a very flourishing, happy, bright time in my life. Final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, girl I was trying to date. Just, life was good back then. So yeah. I love Story Time with Steaming! It's my favorite segment of this show. Yay, Story Time with Steaming! So, yeah. So, that's where I was when I saw the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. I would love to hear where you were at and what you were doing when you got to see the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. It's funny how people remember stuff like that. Oh yeah, I remember the final episode of Cheers. I remember the final episode of MASH. I was here at this place doing such and such a thing. So, I'm dead serious. Please leave in the comments, like, where were you and what were you doing when you saw the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation? I'm kind of a student of humanity, and so, like, I love hearing people's stories about how they experience anything. I love hearing stories about how people met, like, you meet married people. Oh, I'd love to hear the story of how you guys met, fell in love. So, like, I just love hearing stories of the human condition. So, leave your comments. I want to know where and what, where you were at and what you were doing when you watched the final episode of Next Generation. Alright, peace out.